What survival myth is completely wrong and can get you killed? Follow flying birds to find water. They can simply be flying to spend a night anywhere. So we can't rely on them. Conserving water. You should not stretch a glass of water over 4 days. When you are thirsty, you need water. You can drink water from a cactus. Any liquid inside a cactus will be highly acidic and likely to cause nausea and diarrhea, further dehydrating you. Concerning frostbite. Do not rub someone's frostbitten skin or pour hot water on it to warm them up. Such measures will damage the skin even more severely. If you're in a hot area, don't ration your water. Drink when you feel thirsty and search for more water. You cannot eat anything that an animal can eat. There are things animals can eat that humans find toxic. So eating anything you see animals eating can lead to you potentially eating deadly berries or mushrooms. That moss grows on the north side of a tree. It can grow all over the tree. So it's not a steadfast rule that you should make important decisions solely on. Most of the stuff Bear Grylls does, like eating raw meat, picking and eating fruit out of bear shit, or squeezing the juice out of elephant shit and drinking it. Split to cover more ground. Pulling out something that is impaling you. Almost anything related to avalanches. Here are a few popular and false myths that they strike at random. Most avalanches that injure or kill people are caused by those people. And they always show signs of instability. If you are paying attention, the problem is that there are lots of false positives. Where the signs are there, the instability is there, but people just don't quite manage to trigger them. That you should be quiet to be safe from avalanches. Because they are caused by sound. Sound does not trigger avalanches. Even very loud sounds are nowhere near enough. Avalanche control is done with howitzers and dynamite charges. That you can get out of the way. Well, sure. Of course sometimes it's possible. But they can travel up to 60 miles per hour. And they can let loose across an entire slope all at once. By the time it slides, you are likely in it. And it's inescapable. That you can save yourself by swimming. Maybe for very small ones. But usually you're just being thrashed. I've heard it compared to being in a side-loading washing machine. That you can spit to tell which direction is up. You won't be able to see anything useful. And, you know, gravity still works. But it's irrelevant because that relies on the next myth. That you can dig yourself out. Even if you are inches below the surface. It's very unlikely. The snow sets up very hard. Very fast. As thought you got caught up in a snowplow clearing a parking lot after a big snowstorm. People caught in avalanches report not being able to move their fingers. Along with that are all the normal problems people have with low probability, high consequence risks. The "it won't happen to me" stuff. But that's not so much an issue of myths as poor judgment due to things like familiarity with a slope, desire to be accepted by a social group by skiing that rad backcountry line, feeling committed because you came all this way, deferring to someone you perceive as an expert, desire to get the first tracks after a storm, social proof, where you see others doing it, so it must be safe, etc. Just because water looks clean doesn't mean it is. You've gotta boil it or distill it to actually have clean water. Drinking your own piss. People who survive do so despite drinking the wee-wee. But it sure is fun. Though. Stand in a doorway in an earthquake. That you can give somebody CPR and they'll be fine moments later like nothing happened. The first mistake in wilderness is to look for food and water first before having a shelter up to keep yourself dry and warm. Also, if you have to forage for food, avoid mushrooms entirely. Odds are so slim you will find an edible kind that you're much better off looking for things like nuts, seeds, and berries. People say that herbivores animals are friendly and peaceful, so you are safe being around them. Seriously, everything from cows to deer can and will kill you if you make it angry. It is usually a good idea if you are in the wilds not to get near any large wild animal. But herbivores can often be even more aggressive than the predators. If a predator attacks you, you have a fairly good chance of scaring it off, especially if it's smaller than you, because it's likely only looking for food. If a herbivore attacks you, you're fucked because it genuinely wants to kill you. Drinking water from a cactus. If absolutely needed for survival, you could get some water out of a fishhook barrel cactus, but only in limited amounts. Most cactuses have various acids and other fun things in the water that will make you shit yourself to death. Dehydration in the desert isn't a laughing matter, and you don't want to lose the precious bit of water left in your body to the desert ground. Myth. The rubber tires on a vehicle will insulate you from ground and protect you from lightning. Lightning doesn't stop for 2 inches of rubber, though the car will act like a Faraday cage and protect you from the electrical current unless you're in a convertible, a motorbike, or any other vehicle that doesn't cover you in all directions. Also, don't lay down on the ground during a thunderstorm. You increase the risk of being shocked by a ground current, which can be pretty dangerous. Another thing, don't take shelter under a tree or a gazebo. They can explode or light on fire when struck. Anyone else read these comments with intrigue, imaging yourself in said situation, only to remember you haven't left the house in a long time and likely will never find yourself in these scenarios? 'Cause that's me. You don't have to wait 24 hours to report somebody as missing to the police.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.